Hello, I'm Greg Sampson, current chair of the Law Practice Management Committee of the State Bar. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the succession planning toolkit and resources you'll find on the TexasBarPractice.com web pages on the State Bar website. It's available now. For decades, the number of lawyers practicing into their senior years has grown steadily, so that now lawyers over 65 make up a third of the lawyers in the state. That, coupled with the common need for lawyers to manage their family's health in addition to their firms and the regular stresses of our profession, has resulted in a growing number of sudden cessation of practices, particularly for solo and small firm practitioners. These sudden cessations often result from untimely death, physical or mental disability, the need to care for loved ones, and other disasters preventing continuation of a practice. Seeing this develop in almost epidemic proportions and the need for better tools and resources to enable lawyers to plan for and healthily transfer their practices has led the State Bar to initiate studies and create work groups and task forces to find solutions. One such work group was formed by State Bar President Randy Sorrells in 2019 and chaired by myself and Laura Gibson. Called the Succession Planning Work Group, we were tasked with recommending changes to the rules of disciplinary procedure and to develop and make available tools and resources that lawyers can easily use to avoid or minimize the negative impact of sudden cessations on their clients and their practices. The first step we undertook was to draft and include in the last new rules referendum, new disciplinary rule of procedure 13.04. It enables lawyers to name a custodian that they personally know and trust to act as custodian to transfer files and close the practice with advanced client consent in the event of a sudden cessation event. That new rule enables the custodian to immediately step into the practice, to notify clients and necessary parties to enable an orderly transfer of the files to the client or other counsel. And it enables the custodian to act with limited liability, just like the court-supervised method of custodianship. Next, the work group set about developing a toolkit and easy access to centralized resources on how to prepare for succession, to name a custodian, to serve as a custodian, and to close a practice cleanly and ethically. The toolkit includes forms for engagement letters, notices to clients, custodian agreements, and several checklists to assure all necessary steps in each process are accomplished, as well as articles and other resources advising on how to manage and dispose of client files and handle digital data, just to name a few. There are also tips on how to sell your practice so you and your family can maximize the benefits that you deserve for the practice you so diligently work to build. Now I would like to walk you briefly through the process of naming a custodian, serving as a custodian, and explain a few other helpful features of the succession planning toolkit you can now find at TexasBarPractice.com. So the first step in the process is naming a custodian. The work group worked hard on this and we found a really great solution, and it only takes a matter of seconds. If you go on to the TexasBarPractice.com/succession page, you'll find a place where you can click to name a custodian. On that page, you'll find an opportunity to name a custodian, provide their bar card number, and then it will ask them if they would be willing to serve as your custodian in the event of a sudden cessation. If they accept, then they are named. You can also name a successor or an alternate to serve in that role. And we hope you will do this, you could volunteer to become a custodian for somebody who didn't get a chance to appoint a custodian in your area and in your practice of expertise. All of this can be done very simply and literally takes only seconds on the web page.